Okay, I'm live. I will wait to see who shows up because I was going to show people how I was taught to play with my aura. So I'm just going to hang out a little bit. Oh, good, someone's here. Hi. This seems to be running a lot smoother than yesterday's did. It looks like I'm a little stuttery, but I don't have the little Wi-Fi things going off over here in the corner. So, and they left. Let's see what it's like. So, and they left. Let's see what it's like. So, okay. Looks smooth. Looks relatively smooth. So we'll wait a while. How's everyone's day? We'll ask those basic questions. And do the regular YouTube rigmarole. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hi, Paola. I think I got that right. Yes. I'm going to show people how to play with their aura. Odd as that sounds. Yes, good. I'm glad. I was working on it last night. So here, maybe give me 5 minutes or so, and then see if anybody else wants to join in and learn. And because it was something, and there's a semi going right behind me. Not only can I hear it, I don't know if you guys can. I can feel it in my chair. So that means it was loaded down full of apples because there's CA units behind me. Yep, there's the horn. That's not a train. That's a semi. I really don't think that horn's legal. But we had train tracks up here. We had a thriving town before 1986, and they took out the train tracks. This little town had a pharmacy, a bank, a movie theater, the bowling alley, and were designed on the town square pattern like you see back east. And now we have no bars, no traffic lights, a couple of grocery-like stores. We've got a panaderia. Okay. All right. Okay. You can always watch the replay and watch how I did this. Yeah. That's kind of cool. It was something I never expected to learn from a nun back in the late 70s. Yeah. No, my Wi-Fi stinks, so don't feel bad. That's why I have to do it when I'm by myself and all alone. So, but we had somebody who freshly moved up here from the West Coast, and they was wondering where the train was. And we're like, there's no train. We don't have a train. And they're like, well, I hear that horn blow. And we're like, oh, yeah, that's the guy who comes to CPC Apple processing next door. That's his. So, yeah. And hopefully everybody's Wednesday went well, is going well, is starting out well. I really haven't done squat today. And now I'll apologize for I will have the sniffles. I have, it was Church Without Walls with Reverend Ed Travers. And when we do our Anglican prayer beads, I have Eastern Orthodox incense. I have cypress and frankincense that I burn while I play Gregorian chant music in the background. So yeah, my nose is running because I'm allergic to it. But oh my goodness, it smells so good. I even take some of it to the Forest Service cabin we go to, and as the coals start dying down, I just shove them into the wood stove. And so if you're outside, it goes up the chimney and you can smell it outside. Oh, it's divine. So, but yeah, I was going to talk about how I learned. Okay, first, let's go with, does anyone know what your aura is? Oh, good, good. I'm glad you're trying to relax. At 9:20 at night, I'll probably still be watching Marf cleaning up my kitchen. I'm such a creature of habit. Even on the weekends, I'll replay Marf videos while I'm cleaning my kitchen just for background noise and catch things I miss because I'm too busy reading the chat. But okay, first out, does anyone know what your aura is? I'm guessing, I'm sure most of people around me will, but anybody who comes across this down the road might not. Your aura is your energy field. Yeah, exactly. I know, I can't see them either. I would love to know what the heck my color is. It'd be nice. It's purple. It's my favorite color. Um, but yeah, it's your energy field that you have around you that extends. That would be nice. I would love purple. I'm not exactly sure what purple means, but um, not only is it around humans, it's around every living thing, be it your trees, your plants, animals. Sometimes you get that weird vibe off of an animal. That's probably their aura changing. The delay. It's called synchronicity. Um, so as a kid, I was taught, which was surprising because, okay, this was a nun who taught me. The woman who raised me was a former novice nun. I'm surprised she didn't pitch a fit that I was being taught this because it's a I have a hair by my nose. It's what some people call hippy dippy, woohoo, new age, one of those people kind of things. But yeah, she didn't complain, but I guess she figured it's coming from a nun, so it was safe. And Sister Cecilia was fabulous, is fabulous. I don't know. It's been so long since Mother died. I haven't heard anything about her, so hopefully she's still with us in Bakersfield, California. Okay, take. Oh, shit. Sorry, bad word. Yeah, they got no problem of the what was the thing? Spare the rod and spoil the child. Yeah, I wasn't spared any rods. No, I very rarely did my dad ever spank me. All he had to do is give me the dirty look. Mother, oh no, it was the Hot Wheels racing strips for me because she was 5 foot and um me and my brother figured out if we cried like she's just beating the ever living tar out of us, she'd stop. So we did that one day. We started crying and she stopped and she went to her bathroom to cry. And then she caught me and my brother in our room laughing. We had to share a room. This was back in the 70s. We had bought in a 2-bedroom house. So we had to share a room till Dad added on. And so she caught us laughing. Because we really weren't hurt at all. But yeah, her words were, "You two aren't happy unless I'm crying." And I'm like, yeah, we were ornery children, very ornery children. But um, oh, I was not invisible. I was expected to be this certain way in public, give off the illusion that it was the mother, the father, the son, the daughter. Yeah, I was expected to just sit there and smile and not have any emotions. So sadly, the only time I can really break down and feel anything other than laughter, because that's basically all we were allowed to do, is if I've had a couple drinks. That breaks down that wall that I can actually be human again. So, oh boy, that had to be interesting back then. Back then, oh my God. I was alive for that too. Just a different continent. Back, my brain went to the age of, our former president, Carter. High gas prices, if there was gas, if you were lucky. Spending long lines waiting for gas. Oh man. And my mother was a crazy one. She was absolutely batshit crazy. Everybody thought she was wonderful. I'm like, no. People are like, why don't you invite your mother to live with you? I'm like, no, nope. She's on her own. But yeah, okay. So back to where I was. Okay, so you take your hands and you get them about this far apart, and you slowly work back and forth. And after a while, oh man, yeah, that's awesome though that it's been that long. That is fabulous that it's been that long. And just after a while, you'll start feeling a slight pressure against your hand. You'll feel a small resistance, and that's your energy field that you're feeling around you. It's a really it's a strange feeling. Hey, how's it going, main girl? John, good to see you. So yeah, okay, I'll start again. But start with your hands and just slowly go back and forth. And you'll start to feel a resistance. You'll start to feel pressure ever so slightly. And I might have to take my one ring off. And you'll start to feel a tingle in your hand. Cool. And so that's it. You can feel it. And she taught me as a kid that you can actually start to work on forming it. And you can actually start to feel it like a ball. Like you have this little ball of energy within your hand. And it was really wild for a kid who was like 10 years old feeling this. Just go back and forth. And people will say you don't have any electrical energy. You don't have an aura. You don't have anything. Show them how to do this. Because they can feel it. And the one thing she always said, though, was when you were done, is you do not ever throw your energy away. When you're done and you want to put your hands down, you put your energy, wow, that just gave me goosebumps. You put your energy back to you. You don't release it. You do not disperse it. You want to keep it. Oh yeah, definitely. And so after a while, you do that and you get used to what the feeling's like. You do it for, I don't know how long, whatever's comfortable for you. But go out and field your plants. I know this sounds hippy dippy, but go out and fill your plants, especially start out in springtime when your plants are starting to grow. Yeah, it's not very, very strong, but yeah, it's just enough to notice it's there. But go fill your plants in the springtime. And then throughout its season, depending on if it's like a perennial or an annual. you will feel it'll be stronger when it's in the springtime when it's growing. Oh wow. I balance my chakras in the bathtub. And one of these next week I will do one on it's called the lemon chakra cleanse. I learned it on, what do they call it, Witch School Online years ago, and it's really neat, and it's a great visual. No kidding, I know. But yeah, you'll feel the plant's energy as it goes from its beginning of its life to the end of its life, whether if it's your uh the annual where it's dead, it's done. And your perennial, you'll still feel a little trace bit of energy as it ready to go into its, what do you call, hibernation? There you go. Dormant stage, when it's going into their dormant stage for the year. You can really start to feel that. And oh, that's awesome. I don't have a metal pendulum. I have a crystal one. What do you call it? When you go into a nursery, sometimes, like a plant nursery, especially if you're in one of those big, huge box stores, you're not in a small nursery, it's almost depressing, because when you can start running your hands over over the top of the plants ever so slowly, you can feel that it's just, they're not happy, they're miserable. Yeah, and that's, you can almost tell which one's going to be able to survive you taking it home and putting it into the ground, and what's not. It's really hard for me to go into, like, say, a Kroger has a nursery, Bi-Mart up here has nurseries. Bi-Mart's not too bad, but some of their plants, their outdoor plants, are pretty happy, but they're little in the greenhouse, they're just, it's sad. It is really sad to feel them, because they're crying. This is gonna sound weird, but I would sit there. We had a beautiful sunset maple. I had 2 boys. I didn't know. You shoot enough BBs into a tree trunk, copper BBs, you'll kill it. They killed it. Slowly. Oh yeah, that would be. I want to get a copper water pitcher to hold my water in. So I sat there throughout summer and into fall, singing to it, telling it about Summerland and where it was going. But that poor tree, I could go from the one in the back of the yard, and the energy from that, it was just sad. I would just sit there with it. And the one on the other side of the yard was happy. It was growing. It was nice. It was thriving. And this little one, I just had to sit there, and I wanted to take it down and make runes out of it, but we ended up moving and never got to take it down. So the next people did take it down. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time outside. Oh, well, that's cool. I could put that just along the edges, around the raised beds. My granddaughter Sunday wanted she wanted the garage and wanted some tomatoes. because we hung up our tomatoes from the rafters right before it started to freeze so they could finish ripening. So she thinks now tomatoes grow in your garage upside down. I had to take her outside and show her there's the tomato plant we didn't bring in, that it was gone. And come summer, she can help me water it and pick the tomatoes off of it. But then she wanted to go to the mountains, so we saw elk. So I forget. Hey, Charlie, it's good to see you. Oh, Sasquatch, you slipped in here. I missed it. Oh, yeah. I can't grow anything inside. I'll kill it. I don't have enough light in the house. Let around about 2 inches. Ooh, okay. So I'll just make a spiral. Yeah, if I bring it in the house, it don't last long. And then I haven't told my son's ex-girlfriend that both of us forgot her cactus outside. So we're going to have to start over if she wants to have cactus. But yeah, it's, for the new people who just jumped in, what your aura playing with is, I know 7th will have fun with that one, is it's just going back and forth for a little while until you can start feeling that pressure against your hand. It'll tingle. And you can just feel it back and forth. But like I said, when you're done, I mean, you can do this with every part of your body, but this is easiest. You can feel it with your 2 hands together. You don't throw any energy away from you. You keep it. And so when you're done, you throw it back to you. This was my introduction to, as a kid, to, I guess, New Age, whatever they want to call it nowadays. The real, basically lost information that we should have had this whole time, and they decided we didn't need to have. So, and we're coming up on what they say, the next Kali Yuga. So hopefully we make it. Yeah, I think it's a lot like Reiki. I would love to learn it, but there's no classes where I'm at. We know nothing up here, but when it gets a little warmer, I'll do a live as I walk through my little town that's gotten slightly bigger. But it started out when I moved here, what do you call it? It was 6 blocks long and 4 blocks wide. That's all my town was. We're having somewhat success with some grow lights with broccoli sprouts. We eat broccoli sprouts because I won't eat broccoli. But the sprouts I'll throw into a salad and not a problem. We used to have a huge grow light thing downstairs, but the plug's bad. And it's, what is it, a 4x4? Because my son was growing carnivorous plants. It took me, several months to get the smell out of the bedroom, his bedroom. Yeah, a lot of gas from that too. I don't have to deal with that with the sprouts though. That's nice. But I couldn't figure out. I thought, oh my God, does he smell that bad? Does my kid smell? It was horrid. I thought, and then once he moved and he got the tank out. Hey, Kelly, good to see you. How you doing today? When he came back to finish cleaning up and he took the tank out, then it dawned on me, duh. The plants smell like they're dead to draw insects so they can eat them. Yeah, but it took a while. It took a while to get that carnivorous plant smell out of the room. It was But he also had them in the basement underneath the grow light. The little sundew plants in the wintertime. And there's the pitcher plants, the trumpet plants, the Venus flytraps. Yeah, he did all that. I even had to go help him get seeds up on the top of Snoqualmie Pass out of some meadow thing. But the cord was bad, and I forget how much he spent on it. And it's the light wave for carnivorous plants, not so much for your vegetable plants. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's sitting in the basement. He'll never use it again. I don't think so. It's not good enough to grow the other plants, which my other son did. And then my big black cat would go in there and eat the leaves when he was a kitten. But it just sits on the floor. I have to go through so much stuff. It's disaster downstairs. It's with mother's storage unit in my basement, and I got a book. Well, I don't got a book, but my kid has the book. But it's in my bookcase on how to grow that. Still can't figure out how he figured out a 26-hour day. But he worked at the plant. She was beautiful. And he stripped her. But yeah, I can't grow anything inside. Outside, great. It'll grow like crazy. My lavender bush is overrun and I need to trim it down. We have violets in our yard. A lot of this town, we just mow them just within mow your grass because they're in with your grass. It's really pretty in the springtime. But I've got my other house was south facing. So I had flowers galore, huge garden. Here in the front, it's north facing and mostly shade. So I have some hydrangeas, a few echinaceas. What else did I put in there? That's about all that seems to want to survive in there. My honeysuckle thing, I trimmed it back because it was getting too big and they didn't like the trim. It just said, no, I'm giving up. We're done. So I'd like to get another one. Have a great dinner. Take care, Charlie. Tell her hi. Oh, a yard's nice. It's a lot of work. Ours it's good sized. The backyard has a small 4-foot little fence to keep the dogs in when we had dogs. And now it's just where I keep my garden. And so nobody can just walk in and just enjoy themselves off my garden. Hair is somewhere. When you have clear hair, it's kind of hard to find. Oh yeah. You can container garden though in an apartment. If you've got like some good windows and whatnot, at least a tomato plant or something. I used to have I had a moonflower that was growing in my kitchen. I started it and never put it outside, so it grew up across my curtain rod and everything. It was really pretty, big, huge, because they're morning glories basically that bloom in the evening and nighttime. It was really pretty. It smelled really good. So, but that was next to a window. Yeah, exactly. What else was good that I did get to grow for a few years. My grandmother, God, that hair is dry. Probably cat hair. I picked up my cat. My grandmother, my Mexican grandmother, had one of those. What are they, philodendrons or whatever? And grew from the pot up to the ceiling, around the living room. And I had one of those. So once she died, I took that, and it grew for a while. And then moved to a different house and the window lighting wasn't the same. So, wow. That's cool, though, that it would grow up there. I always forget Ireland is farther north than I am. I had a Japanese wisteria. I had to go to the West Coast to go get it and brought it home because here they just sell your Chinese, which is they're still pretty, but they put the flowers on and then the leaves, whereas the Japanese are drought hardy, leaves first, then flowers. Didn't bloom for the first couple of years. And then my dog, I had a lab rot, my baby. I had a lab rot mixed dog. And he gave it a severe pruning to about a nub, just not far off the ground. And I went to the book and then it finally, oh, yeah. Wow. That is warm. If we get over 100 here, it's almost a miracle. But it bloomed after that. It bloomed great. But when I went outside that winter and saw that, every neighbor knew all the cuss words I knew. I was furious because this little tiny stick when I bought it cost $36. Yeah. I mean, yeah, what, at 100 degrees? Yeah. I don't leave the house much. I have to acclimate my hiking for warm weather. I prefer to hike. If I'm out here in the sagebrush, I would rather hike in the heat of day with lots of water. South of the law. I'll have to look that up. So my blood can thin out, and there's typically no rattlesnakes out in the heat of the day. It's too hot for them. Yeah, I haven't. I'll go, and I have a wig sitting at the post office, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta go do my main shopping Friday. I'll stop by the post office on Friday. I haven't left the house since Sunday, and I'm okay with that. I went out because it was a beautiful day. I wanted to go for a walk. I just wanted to get out of the house, and I didn't bring enough water, and it got too hot. And I just shy heat stroke. I would pause and curl up underneath a sagebrush just to get some shade and cross my fingers that there was no rattlesnake there with me. And there wasn't, but yeah. I've only had to deal with them a couple of times out on hikes. And yes, we don't have, I swear to God, if it wasn't for my ring fit, I'd be a slob and just be bigger than I am now. We had one way on top of Cowiche Mountain, and it didn't rattle. It hissed. And there's an older saying, and I laugh at it because, hey, Mischief, it's good to see you. I laugh at it because it says, some people might not, but I'm Native American, so I'm going to say it anyway. It's the third Indian who gets bit. The first one walks by, the second one wakes it up, and it's the third one, it's irritated and will strike out. So, yeah, I walked by it. Hubby woke it up, and it hissed, and it was big. And I was surprised it was up there because there's no water. There's no water up there, so I wasn't sure why it was up there. But I, somewhere in my Instagram, I have a picture of it. Just ding dong me, oh, let's go back and get a photo. I want to see this. So yeah, I got a picture. One of the guys at the store goes, well, did you kill it? I'm like, no. A, I didn't have anything to kill it with, and B, I'm in its house. I was at its house. So it wasn't in my house. So no. So yeah. Oh, I think Nessie was uh in Scotland at Loch Ness. Um, and then I've ran into one. My youngest stepped on one without knowing it. And when I walk by it, me and my other son, we have dried flowers up here. And so the big old leaves that are about this long, when they're dried, they rattle together in the wind. So I was just like, it's just the old flowers. Just keep going, keep walking. And they and then Steven turns around and goes, Dad, there's a rattlesnake. Well, hubby looked like he was doing the potty dance. He's like, where? It just went under a ledge and disappeared. It was afraid of us. Yeah, no. I'd love to one of these days get to Scotland. I'd like to go to. I have DNA blood relatives in Norway still. I haven't a clue who they are, but 23andMe says there is. I'd like to get to see Norway. And then down, we have a canyon where the railroad used to go through. So now that's just a big walking trailhead. And there's good sized rattlers that come out of the water. They go down to the creek and they drink and then they come out. And yeah, but that's about I've ever had to deal with them. Oh, well, one time, good God, that's getting close to 15 years now. We were up on Uplands, which I'll take you guys in a live up there when it dries out and I don't squish into the mud. I have to walk in front because I'm short. And if I don't, all I see is everybody else's back in front of me. I don't get to see what I want to take pictures of. And so I saw the rattlesnake. I told everybody, go around. And of course, dumbass me took pictures. And then we all kept walking. And then later on, I looked down and I saw a bull snake, gopher snake, whatever some people call them. I just call them bull snakes. It's good size, and it was curled up in the sagebrush. And so I picked it up. It bit me. I threw it. I picked it up again like I was supposed to, the way I should pick it up. And I got a picture with it. And hubby goes, did you learn anything? And I said, nope. I said, if I see one again, I'm going to pick it up again. And I do. I got a little video for the uplands. A little tiny little bull snake wrapping around my wrist. Because we've had them as pets before. Was it north of Ireland? Oh, cool. Now I want to go watch Father Ted. But, where was my brain? God, I love fibromyalgia and brain fog and head injuries. It's so much fun. Oh, blasted. Wow. I probably won't ever travel. I don't like doors falling off airplanes. No. But yeah, so I'll get video of being up there. I'll go on the live up there now that I can go with my phone. And but I know where my brain was going. Okay, so I got bit by the bull snake. They're a constrictor, so they don't have they have teeth, but not like your viper does. So, and I had to go donate blood because I'm a B positive blood type. So they're constantly trying to drain me. And the gal was trying to prick my finger. Nothing was coming out. And yeah, if I can drive there, I'll go. And so I told her, I said, oh, that's funny. I said, when I got bit by a snake the other day, I didn't have any problems. It bled like crazy. Her eyes got the size of plate saucers. Like, what? I was like, yeah, I picked up a bull snake. That didn't want to be picked up. But so, yeah, they will bite. I'll chase down just to get pictures of Horny toads. And the ones up here only get about this big. And it's interesting because same hillside, but the terrain, how they've just developed to be the color of the terrain they're in. It's really cool. Now, supposedly, we have scorpions. I haven't seen one personally. Yeah, I've seen people post pictures of them. They ain't too big either. But yeah, we have scorpions up here too. I'm like, oh, goody. So yeah, and I'll walk barefoot up on the hillside on that really fine, just powdered dirt. It's just like powder. Oh, it feels so good. And the energy that comes off of it is wonderful. I wear these, they're Tivas and they're called infinity sandals. They're basically like little stretchy bungee cords that basically wrap around and that's what holds them on. Oh, aren't they just cool? And they're fast. Good God, they're fast. Um, Sometimes I think I am, and sometimes I think I'm not. I think I'd wrinkle like a prune. Um, Flew into one airport, left another, just driving. Oh, yeah. I don't think they're scorpions. Yeah, I wouldn't want, because you're down the southern. Are you close to St. Helens area? That's pretty down there. That is really, really pretty down there. I like it. Yeah, we got, you would think Washington. Scorpions? You have scorpions in Washington? Yeah, we do. Oh, cool. I love going to Mount St. Helens. If you ever want to feel how small you are as a person, go stand at when you can get back to it, at Johnston's Ridge and face the side that went off. You'll feel really small. Oh my. Oh, really pretty. I love going to El Waco and staying at, what's it called? Um, in at Harbor Village or Harbor in at the heart, something like that. Oh, Washington's beautiful. Washington's got everything. But it used to be an old church, and now it's a small little hotel that they don't they don't recommend kids go because they just changed rooms up and basically you're sleeping in what looks like a bedroom with a bathroom, and it's nice. I really like it. It's quiet. Washington State's got it. I think all of it. We've got volcanoes. We've got rainforests. We've got just a wet forest. We got dry forest. We got desert. We got high desert. We've got rivers, lakes. You hunt, fish. Um, it's everything in one state, and I always figured if that was going to be have to be restricted here a few years back, where they're talking about, oh, you can't travel if you don't do the you know what, you know, fine, I'll be content here in Washington. Oh, was it at Paradise? Because there's Paradise Inn, and then there's the one in Longmire, on the Longmire side. Yeah. It might be the Longmire one. I'm thinking you probably stayed at. Yeah, I want to get there. I would love to stay at there, but it's like, why spend the money when I just drive? Oh yeah, we especially if it's springtime and the snows are melting. It doesn't have to be springtime up there anytime. Yeah, I've never gone rafting because hubby can't swim. They tried to teach him. He's non-buoyant. He's like my dad. They just sink. So there's a, I don't know, Paola, if you got to a place in Seattle called Kells, I talked to oh yeah, there's a lot to Alaska. Yeah, he can't swim. He can't even float. But Kells is it's an Irish like pub. And I remember playing cards with somebody online back in the old when Microsoft had its little gaming section. You could play with different people online. Yeah, that's probably the one in Longmire then, because they just redid the one at Paradise. Um, he said it was the closest thing to an Irish pub he's ever found in the States. So it's really nice. I like going there. It's cool. It's not too far from the gum wall either. It's where's it, down by Pike Place Market. I also want to take a train. I guess there's a train that goes around the mountain somewhere. I mean, I live here. I was born in Spokane, and there's things I want to do, but it's just like, why stay if I just live here? But oh yeah, oh we're in the 80s. I have one dot. I haven't moved. But hi, suspicious guys. How you doing? Um, what do you call it? It's 79 miles from driveway to the Sunrise parking lot. Oh, pretty. We went over White Pass in Canada. And we left from Sitka. And then we went over no worries. To by Whitehorse in the Yukon. Bill, he was a senator. He was a state senator. I can't think of what his name is. But my dad's best friend in high school in Wallace. They grew up together. Bill had a cabin that we stayed in along the Tagish River. And that was gorgeous. I used to fly a lot when I was a kid, but that's because Dad was the pilot. That was fun as a kid. But yeah. Oh man, I know. I would love to go back to Juneau. I would love to go back. And then take the inside passage like we did again. That was cool. But we went fishing up there in the Yukon at the Tagish, and even though that lake is huge and that river that comes into it, we watched it rise, the water rise inches each day. So there was that much runoff coming on. And that's the same lake that several years back a meteorite landed on, and the guy went out and got it. Oh, when my dad, when I was a kid and he was a pilot, he'd go like get a little tiny Cessna. He'd rent a Cessna. We'd fly from Corvallis, Oregon, down to Reno, get a free lunch, and fly back to Corvallis. And so I would co-pilot, and the first thing I'd do is I'd grab those handles and I'd pull back and I'd straight up. I wanted to go to space. And my father would have to ease me back down. He's like, "You're going to kill it." I'm like, "Okay, I'll stop." And yeah, that's what we would do. It was fun. And we would have to rent a plane and fly to the Yakima Valley if mother's relatives weren't feeling good. One year, they only could get a 2-seater. So I'm hey Matrix. I had to see Anthony wasn't there yet, so I had to be about 3 or 4. So they shoved me in the back in the cargo spot of the plane, where you have those big windows that go like this on the back of the plane. So I'm strapped down in a cargo net, but I have this view of everything. It was stunning. It was great, and I kept wanting to go out and walk on the clouds. God, that would be fun. I wanted to go walk in the clouds because they look like you could walk on them. I couldn't understand that. No, you go through them. So they would. I kept trying to open the door. So yeah, that's why I would get strapped in with cargo nets. So I couldn't do that. I was also the kid that we lived in Walport, Oregon, and on the coast, and we'd go to the beach. The first thing I did, straight for the water. I would run straight for the water. And then once I got out too far and I got too cold, I came straight back. But oh boy, I was a hyper child. I used to. Dad still got a big bull pine tree in the back of the house, and I would climb to the top of that, and I could look all over the city of Grandview from up there. What do you mean? What'd you do? Or were you a problem child like me? Uh, which side of Canada are you going to be on? Because I'm on. God, that burn looks terrible. Healing. I'm on the west coast. I'm below, about 4 or 5 hours below Vancouver. I'd have to get a passport or something to get into, or I could meet, depending on where you're starting out at. Maybe meet you in Bellingham, because I don't have a passport. I don't have one of them fancy driver's license they want you to have if you do travel that, because I don't. I've only been to Canada, been to Canada just the one time. So yeah, but it's pretty. Good God. Haynes Junction. That was cool. That was a really cool place. And then of course Haines, Alaska. We used to think, we'd retire in Haines, Alaska. It's just pretty, but there's just not a lot to do come wintertime. I had to have my bedroom window. Well, I didn't have to. My dad nailed my bedroom window shut because I'd go out at night. Not so I could party, not so I could go run off with anybody. I'm one of these people, I would just go outside and I'd go walk around the neighborhood in the dark because I could still see really well in the dark. And and so yeah, Dad's like, no, you can't do that. You cannot be walking around the neighborhood in the middle of the night by yourself in the dark. So yeah, he nailed it shut. And one time, when me and Hubby were dating, there was kittens. There's black kittens in the backyard, and I could hear them. And I looked down and I saw one, and I picked one up. And he's like, "How did you see that?" I said, "I don't know. I can just see it on the ground. I can, it's no big deal." But oh man, I had a kid. Our roof. We had a basketball court in the backyard. Well, the way Dad added the add-on, instead of having it, sloped, it was just kind of the slope that it came with, and then it just kind of went out this kind of flat somewhat off the back. And one of the kids came over to shoot baskets in the backyard, and his dumbass went up and to the edge of the roof, shot the basket, and fell off the roof. So yeah, Dad was like, yeah, no more of that. We're not going to be on the roof to shoot baskets anymore. We had bars on my window. Oh no. My window was painted black. After a while, my window was painted black, and then I had tinfoil over it because I had a peeping Tom next door. So we were gone on vacation one time, and Dad was working on the add-on. It wasn't completely closed yet because he just barely had the walls up and whatnot. And where my room had a window, well, they took the window out because that's going to be part of a closet and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, that'd be so pretty. And warmer than it would be on the Oregon coast. I had one of those big round waterfall vanities, and I really wish I still had it with a big round mirror in front of that, where the window was. Well, they had gotten in there and put a hole in where the window was, thinking they could see into my bedroom. No, all they got to see was the back of my mirror. But what else did they do? What time is it? I gotta make sure. Okay, I got enough time. My bra was out one time in the part of the add-on area that was still being built when we came back from a vacation. So yeah, I just painted my window black, and so my room was like pitch dark. Oh man, I've only seen a couple of those. Oh, creepy. Yeah, this one, like oddly enough to say, luckily this wasn't an older dude. This was the neighbor kid. So take care, Sasquatch. I'm gonna be here tomorrow too. So if you're bored, yeah, we'll just come in, and maybe tomorrow we'll figure out, get some prayers going for either people or, or world events, going on, That's awesome. I've seen two. One I saw in the middle of the day, and I have witnesses. We watched it. It basically phased in and phased out. It was really pretty. And by the time I could get to a place to park, as I was driving, it was gone. But yeah, the daycare boy saw it. Son's ex-girlfriend saw it. She was with us. So it was like, I had witnesses. I'm not the only nutball out there. And then the first one I saw, me and my son, because I'll have to get a picture of me driving again. Bethel Ridge, there's White Pass and there's Chinook Pass. And then in between there's a ridge that goes across. Well, we were driving at nighttime, and we watched one go from the White Pass, the Chinook Pass side, zip over to the White Pass side. It fast. My son looked at me and goes, "Did you see that?" I said, "Yes, I did." So, usually they say, those ones in the triangles are ours. There's a look up a patent for a TR3B. Those are allegedly ours if they exist, So something's up there. Some people call them demons, some people call them interdimensionals, some people call them ETs, I want to go back to Walport this year. But that's my best sleep at between 2 and 5. I'd have to go to bed like at 7. But I think there's something out there. I got no problem believing that there's something out there. I personally think they're interdimensionals. Like I said, some people call them demons, some people call them angels. If you ever looked at some of the things that was it Ezekiel's description of an angel, it doesn't look like most people think they look. And it would make sense that a lot of the stuff from the earlier times were interdimensionals and how they could come in and come out. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think you were here, Paola. I was talking about the veil getting thinner and seeing things that I swerved for a pair of legs, furry little legs in the middle of the road in the middle of the day. Just legs, waist down, legs, nothing else. So, that could be, but what if the fallen are demons, but people from the generations past who thought it was Uh, if they're bad, they were demons, but if they were good, they were angels. Just depends on how, you know, I guess you could say their personality. If they were nice and helpful, they were angels, and if they were bad and didn't like us and wanted to, do whatever they could, then they would be the demons. So, yeah. There's who was it? I don't know if anybody watches uh evolution evolutional energy arts, evolution energy arts. Mike and Cindy. Then they have an EE Arts channel, but they were traveling and they were someplace in the South, and they put up a picture they took, and there was something. Good stuff. Oh my God. um, but just me looking at it, the energy that came off of it, it was just horrid. It was vampiric. It was, ugh, I don't like it. It just, I told them that they were just traveling through there and they put it up and they're like, what feelings do you get? And I was just like, that's not good. That's not healthy. That's not, no. Um, I've seen fairies that are about 3 feet tall. Um, this morning, uh, Rosemary said that she thought the baby monitor had been left out in the living room because she could hear like a rocking noise and kind of staticky. And I'm like, well, did I leave it in the living room? Because it's always on in the craft rooms because I managed to drop it down between two shelves and I can't reach it. So that one's always on, but the receiving unit is off. And it was in my room when I'm like, she's like, no, I heard it right here in the living room. And I'm the Fae on Halloween. And she's like, no, it was like, she goes, I thought you had the baby and you were rocking the baby. She said it sounded like white noise. And I'm like, lovely, lovely. Oh yeah. So I was like, okay, someone came to visit because this house was built in 36. I've um I've had the windows closed and all of a sudden I get a whiff of cigarette smoke. And I'm like, I don't smoke anymore. So yeah. Cool. Somewhere on here on YouTube, I'll see if I can find it. And I'll put it in here in the comments because I have it. It's hidden, but I'll put it or unlisted because I don't know. I don't think he'd mind, but it was a reading I got from Leak Project Rex when he had Elizabeth April on. So she did a reading for me, and so I saved it because I don't remember which episode this was, a couple years back, but I screen captured it and I saved it on here as a, yeah. Not individually, no. I mean, I smell the violets when I'm hiking, but not that I've paid attention to. Huh. No, but I'll have to sit there and pay attention to what I'm smelling. I know when I go out hiking in the summertime, um, I get the smell, which I consider the distinct smell of Eastern Washington forest, pine trees and hot dirt. So, no. Ribbon in the air. No. Just like that's just a small area that you smell it. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Same thing with me. Like I said, I had the incense going here a bit ago. No, but I followed the cold. When someone's been through here, I can follow the cold throughout the living room. Tell if they've been over by the couch or they've been over here, I can follow the cold. It's kind of interesting. That I'll have to pay attention. But I can't think of anything. Once in a while, I'll smell like roses, but you know, this this uh this house there was we're in a Mexican neighborhood, so I when I moved in here, there was still a picture of Our Lady of Guadalupe up in the garage. So yeah, there's a strong belief with roses there. Angel out, demon in. Hey, Armistice, good to see you. How are you doing? So cool. You have the same name here, like we both do in TikTok. We just move our names to whatever social media we're on, and it's the same name. Yeah. So yeah, I'll have to pay attention. No, I see enough. I see more things than I smell. But like Day said, I always have some kind of sense going. I have that little Glade thing in here at the dining room and one in the living room, and I need one in the utility room with the litter box. So I'm gonna do this again tomorrow, Armist. So if I start at about 1:15, oh, that's too young. That is way too young. 1:15 Pacific Standard Time. That's the time when there's nobody else dragging on my internet. So I get it. Sulfur? I had a friend, I haven't smelled sulfur, but he said he's gone now, but uh he would smell sulfur a lot. Yeah. So his handle for the taps message board, oh good God, that's almost 20 years ago now, was Death. He called himself Death because wherever he went, he would smell sulfur. So he died of a heart problem, but he was also very good sized. He was very good sized. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh no, I know. I couldn't. No, I don't know how people can go on after that because we're not supposed to go before our children. I mean, we're supposed to go before our children. Our children aren't supposed to go before us. Yeah. Okay. Now this is gonna sound strange, but I would do these things. I still do it once in a while, but um, I'd close my eyes and ask, what am I supposed to see? And I've traveled places and I've seen places, and there's some places that really stick out that I've been to, and that I remember really clearly. But I remember running into something one time that it was a very sickly yellowish green, and to me, it's a hey noise. Good to see you, Nick. It was a very sickly yellowish green, and it just to me, I don't know exactly what I am. I see weird things, and I'm pretty sure I've caught myself trying to astral travel and tell myself, "You got to get up in 30 minutes. Get back here." Um, oh my goodness, That's one way to remember that day. But it just made me physically sick to my stomach, and it just felt like pure evil, just pure unadulterated evil. It was gross. And so I've ran across people who I can just feel that way being around, and I have to get away from as fast as I can. And they're just some people you don't expect, but they are. And they might, they say if you carry a demon, you're fully aware of it. But some people might not be fully aware of it, probably when it first moves in. So, yeah. I'm sorry, honey. That sucks. Yeah. I mean, I lost my mother in April, but it was to a long illness. It was harder losing my birth mother to a car wreck because I thought I'd have her for another 20 years. So yeah, it was really weird. And then one time I had a dream of I've had dreams of spiritual fighting, but there was this really pretty violet purple glow. And that was before I learned about enveloping yourself in, some people call it the Christ light, or just your protective bubble. You merge together your male and your female energy, your blue and your red, and you blend them together for a purple bubble around you to keep you safe. So, yeah. But before I had learned about that, I would dream of spiritual battles, and I would see that really pretty light purplish. I don't even know if I could. I might have something that looks like that on my night cafe, my AI art. But yeah, I would see that every now and then. Red and gray, stay away. It's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, some people do that, especially if you're going to, if you're sending out, say your negative thoughts, your bad thoughts, you get your ants all put together and put them back into the earth. And then I always picture a nice white sparkly light of it being, purified and everything coming back. So, yeah, I mean, we all have what works the best for us. What was it I was taught? All religions are equally valid, yet they all fall short of the true nature of God because we can't comprehend it. Our minds can't, you put it all together and we would go mad. So, yeah. Ouch. Yeah, I'm glad it's gone too. Oh gosh. Yes, with my new sparkle color, I see now magenta now. Still haven't heard anything back from that head ultrasound. They did my temples, my eyeballs, base of my neck, my carotid, and after I got it done, I get the letter of approval to have it done. I was like, a little late there, insurance, but thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I've gone an hour 14. I'll ramble tomorrow. Yeah, I got to get the living room vacuum before the little tornado arrives. Where is that? I know it's part of your body. I can't remember where it's at. Love you too, Paola. Yeah. Yeah. About 10:30, 10:15, depending. Yeah. I'll set it up here after a bit. It was good to see you too, Armiston. I'm glad you were here. I'll set it up again so you can just go to my here in about an hour or so after the little tornado settles down and she eats everything in my fridge. I'll get a picture uploaded for a thumbnail because I just been uploading my AI art. Anything, my thumbnails are either my photography or my AI art. So that's where they come from. So I better, yeah, she'll be here in 15 minutes. I got to vacuum before she gets here. All right, guys, have a fabulous day. I love you all. And if you want, come back tomorrow and I'll be here for a little while. Friday, I get to go shopping. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Have a fabulous day, everyone. Much love. I'm out.